joints right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your ism, right? Play this shit right here and resuscitate your pimpin' and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, this that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and to spark up your hoeing and get you right back going, you dig? Dig. Real, don't mistake it fashion, the turf that birthed my reputation for mashing. Was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them fag bitches pedal for them portions. My whores win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dough. Over 120 in the sun for fun. They mash for hours, hooker baths, not showers. Bright and early, down and dirty for the cash and power. They gotta get the cash, the towers, and reach it all to a pimp. In my position, I'm all but exempt. These bras not wimps, I'm like them renegade bitches. BFFs with tricks but never getting paid riches. Grenade bitches, they dynamite, blowing up on the pimpin' and missing when the time is right. But when they life gets strife, they see pimpin' shining bright, but they action is life without. Bitch, one strike, you out. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. See, that's the difference, nigga. The pimpin' mashing for these riches, nigga. Nothing like you master magician, niggas. Smoking mirrors with your game, hella extras to reflect the opposite appearance of a lame. Bitches coming from y'all, I can't rock with those. Tender-footed and rooted in them doctor shows. Soft shoe rituals, minute residuals. Papers on life support, your loots and critical. Something I learned about when running my earn route and working with turnouts is murdering burnouts. Cause knocking one of you niggas for a scarred bitch, that's knocking one of you niggas for some garbage. I'm heartless regardless, empty with sympathy, but banked up to the max with pimpathy. No remedy for me, I'm like this. My life is vice grip, synced in permanent ink. You can't rewrite this. My blood type is P positive, beautifully deposited with a lot of it. I'm popping this shit, and when I pop it so hard I make a trapping ass bad bitch wanna hoe hard. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Come on, pimpin', man, pop that shit. Show these sucker niggas they can't stop that shit. Let these hookers know if they wanna cop that shit. Treat the bag like it's hot, bitch, and drop that shit. Dig. And to you hoes, if you ever took a loss, bitch, show these bitches how to bounce back like a boss, bitch. Let them know that the best way to floss, bitch, is reach that paper to some pimpin' hoe and toss it. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Joints right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your ism, right? Play this shit right here and resuscitate your pimpin' and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, this that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and to spark up your hoeing and get you right back going, you dig? Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them fag bitches pedal for them portions. My whores win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dough. Over 120 in the sun for The moment you've all been waiting for. The moment we've been talking about. It's finally here. Y'all already know, man. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button. We're gonna get into some game tonight, man. As usual. Just see something right quick. Hold on. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and tapping in. Okay. Yeah, man. So we're gonna get into this game. Okay. Yeah, man, wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button. Y'all already know my first order of business. I got to hydrate my game with some of this H to the Izzo. Put some love in my body. Okay. Let's get into this game. Hold on. Bam. 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 Okay. Wise tricking. Why is my chat not showing? Hold on. Okay, there we go. Here we go. Excuse my pimping while I get everything set up. Okay. Danica Preston come through kicking the dough down with the love and respect and appreciation. Good looking with the $10 holla. Much appreciated. But yeah, man. Wise tricking. You know, this video, I believe is very necessary. I think it'll help the game a whole lot, man. So that's why we're getting into it. Because just like ladies in the game need some game, just like gentlemen in the game need some game, as far as the gentleman is guiding the ladies, the gentlemen that are utilizing the services of these ladies also need some game. And just like ladies in the game want to avoid problems and, you know, achieve their goals at the same time, Tricks is no different. I know Tricks want to avoid as many problems as they can and, you know, achieve their missions at the same time. So that's what we about to get into, man. But yeah, man, you know, first thing we gotta talk about is the mindset of a trick. Or at least the mindset that a trick should have, the proper mindset of a trick. See, you know, it's a lot of tricks that, you know, allow their thinking to veer into areas where they shouldn't, and we'll talk about that as well. But as far as the mindset of a trick, of course, a trick is paying a young lady for her time, compensating a young lady for her time. Now, what takes place within that time can, vary. It can be a number of different things. But ultimately, that's what a trick is doing. A trick is paying a young lady for her time. Now, the reason why a trick is paying a young lady for her time, the way it should be, is because this is someone that he just wants one thing from. This isn't somebody that he's looking to find and be in a relationship with. This isn't somebody that he's looking to make his girlfriend. This isn't somebody that he's looking to make his wife, or significant other or anything like that. This is somebody that he is paying for the time. And once that time is over with, they part ways. No hard feelings, no emotional attachments. It's just transactional, right? And like I said, this varies in many different ways, and we're going to get into all of that. But ultimately, that's the bottom line reason why a trick is paying a woman, is for her time. Now, as far as the various different things that take place within that time, ultimately, like I said, when the trick is paying a woman for her time, he's one of the things that he's paying her to do is leave once the time is up. That's the beautiful thing about it. Now, you have various different types of tricks. You have tricks that are single. You have tricks that are in relationships. Some tricks that are in relationships hide the fact that they trick on other women from their, wife or significant other, while other relationships, they have an understanding. Then you have relationships where, it's a couple, they're involved together tricking on young ladies. Of course, that's the less common situation, but you have those types of situations as well. But more commonly, the trick is going to trick by himself, and he's paying that young lady to leave, right? Because if he's in a relationship, the woman in that relationship with him is most likely fulfilling, any other desire, as well as, things that's like taking the bitter with the sweet, like those emotional attachments, disagreements, arguments, demands, obligations. This is the beautiful thing about tricking, is that a trick gets to do whatever he wants to do with that woman, of course, within reason, within a certain window of time. And then once that window of time closes, they part ways. So he's paying her to leave. Not only is he paying her to leave, but of course, he's paying her for certain things that take place within that time. Now, in most cases, it's intimate pleasure is what's taking place within that time for a trick. Now, again, the way that a trick is supposed to think, wise tricking, the mindset that a trick is supposed to have, that if he's going to get involved in any kind of intimate pleasure with a young lady for her time, paying her for her time, and that time entails intimate pleasure, he wants to do that safely, because he doesn't know this young lady and the young lady doesn't know him. So it's smart on both parts to be protected, to be safe, because not only do you run the risk of contracting a disease, some of which you can't get rid of, you're also avoiding the likelihood of impregnating this woman that you don't know. And then that comes with a lot of those emotional attachments that you already got at home in a relationship with whoever you involved with. So everything is done safely, right? Another thing that doesn't really get talked about, that a trick is paying a young lady for within that time to do, not only does it come with, whatever desires, one of those we just spoke about, intimate pleasure, But another thing that should come within wise tricking is no judgment. See, that's the beautiful thing about dealing with a hoe. See, a trick might be in a relationship with a woman at home, and he has certain fantasies that he might feel ashamed of, or he might not feel comfortable sharing with his significant other. There's certain things that he might want to do in the bedroom that he believes would make his wife look at him, or his girlfriend look at him, or significant other look at him differently, and maybe even lose respect if he was to share, certain fantasies or desires that he has in the bedroom. The beautiful thing about dealing with a lady in the game and paying her for her time is that you don't have to worry about that judgment. She's not going to treat you any differently. She's still going to treat you with respect. She's still going to be professional. She's still going to be classy. And she's still going to perform to the best of her ability to get you to reach that climax that the significant other at home isn't going to help you reach. Right? So that's another beautiful thing about dealing with a lady in the game. You ain't got to worry about her judging you. So if you want to do, it's all kind of stuff, man. Some guys like going number one on them. They like a young lady to go number one on them. Some guys like a young lady to go number one in their mouth. Some guys like a young lady to go number two on them or in their mouth. Some guys like a young lady to, be involved with BDSM and everything that goes along with that. It's just so many things, and whatever it is that you're into, there's a young lady out there that is willing to fulfill your desire and do it without judgment and be professional and give you what you're paying for, give you the bang for your buck, right? So again, you paying a young lady for her time. You're paying her to leave once that time is over with. You're paying her to fulfill whatever desire or service you in whatever way it is that you wish to be serviced within that time. And you're also paying her to not judge you, for the luxury of not being judged, right? So, y'all crazy in these comments. So yeah, so these things are basic within the mindset of a trick. And then also, like I said, things are being done safely. And within that safety, it's not only safety when it comes to intimacy, but also safety, as far as the environment goes, because we already know everybody in the game ain't professional. Everybody in the game isn't integral. And, people got tricks up their sleeves. And, as a trick, you don't want to fall for the nonsense that could, potentially involve violence or, robbery or anything like that. Right. So yeah, you want to be safe as far as your life as well. You don't want to risk your life. You don't want to risk your health. And on the same token, you don't want to risk anybody else's life, and you don't want to risk anybody else's health. So within wise tricking, you're going to have respect for the young lady that you involved with, the young lady that you paying for her time and her services, right? You want to respect her a certain way so that she feels comfortable and she feels safe and she doesn't feel at risk being involved with you. So, it goes both ways. And I know there's a lot of judgment passed between, tricks in the game, pass a lot of judgment onto the young ladies. Young ladies in the game pass a lot of judgment onto the tricks. But just speaking for the standpoint of a trick, you wanna be you want to be as considerate as possible as far as the young lady's health and safety is concerned, right? And this is how you have a copacetic experience. This is how you have a peaceful as well as a pleasurable experience with a young lady in the game by considering her safety, right? And another thing within that, another thing that you paying the young lady for is not only to not pass judgment, but to also protect your business, to not spread your business. Again, that's something that if you know somebody personally, like your significant other, not only might she look at you funny if you express to her certain fantasies and desires that you have in the bedroom, but she also might gossip and spread that information to other people, family members, people at your job, friends of yours. We all know that when females get upset, first thing they want to do is air your dirty laundry. So the last thing you want is for her to be like, yeah, that's why I put whoop-de-whoop up your hoo-ha and da-da-da-da-da. You don't want to deal with all of that. You know what I mean? So another thing you're paying a young lady in the game for is confidentiality. You're paying for discretion, right? So you don't have to worry about your business going beyond that encounter that you have with her, right? So that's another good thing about tricking, and another thing that goes into the mindset of wise tricking, right? So yeah, like I said, you're paying for time. You're paying to be serviced in whatever ways you want to be serviced within that time. You're paying to, have that young lady leave when the time is up and not have any personal or emotional attachments. You're paying for safety, right? Yours, and as well as, considering hers. You're paying to, not be judged, and you're paying for confidentiality, right? So it's a whole lot of benefits to tricking when you break it down, right? A lot of people just hear tricking and they want to pass judgment. A lot of people hear tricking and they want to condemn and all that kind of stuff. But when you really think about it from the trick's perspective, there's a lot of benefits that come with tricking. And as we know, there's various degrees of tricking. There's various levels of tricking. There's various avenues in which tricks partake in tricking, and we're gonna get into all of that. So yeah, man. It's 102 of y'all in here, but only 72 of y'all done wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain. Do me a favor, wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button. Let me hydrate my game one more time with some more of this love in my body. Y'all wild in these comments. Yeah, so again, There's various different avenues to trick on. We gonna go through them. First avenue we gonna speak on is the blade. Now, of course, you know, I would have to say that the blade is definitely one of the more provides one of the most variety. I would have to say, you know, it's a lot of variety on the blade, man. But you know, also on the blade, it's a lot of less desirable, less quality individuals to deal with on the blade, right? But a wise trick, you riding in your car, you headed to the blade, you get to the blade, you circling around, you taking a look at everybody that's down and around outside, you seeing all different kinds of young ladies, all shapes and sizes, all ethnicities, all ages, adult ages, of course, 18 and up. But you seeing a wide variety of young ladies, you know, depending on what blade you go to and what city you're in. You know, you're gonna see ladies from all different parts of the country. Some blades you might see ladies from different parts of the world. And you want to do some wise tricking. You want to be smart about what you're doing, right? Now, if you're doing some wise tricking, one thing that also goes into the mindset of wise tricking that I didn't mention that I'm going to mention now is quality. You should want some quality. Now, I know what some tricks is going to say when they see this and hear this. Oh, man, freeze, man, you know, but the quality, man, that's cool. You know, I know it's cool to, you know, pay for the quality, man, but, you know, some of the nastiest and freakiest chicks, man, is them $40 chicks, man, them $50 chicks, freeze, man. You know, you gotta show love and respect to the $50 and $40 chicks, man, because they gon' rock your world, man. They gon' please you in every which way that you could think of, and then some, man. They gonna go the extra mile, you know, and at the most, you know, I might, you know, have to give her $40, but if I got a blunt, you know, and a tall can, 211 at the same time, man, it's gonna be the best experience that I could imagine, man. Come on, man. See, when you involve yourself in a situation with a lady in the game as a trick, right? Everything I just named is offense. Those, you know, that's you playing good offense. You getting what you want from the situation. You're scoring, you're gaining. But in order to effectively get what you want and do it safely and peacefully, not only do you have to have good offense, man, but you need some good defense too. And yeah, that chick, you know, that $40 chick that you could give a blunt and a tall can of beer to, and she gonna fulfill every fantasy to the fullest extent. You know, it's a lot that comes with that. There's so much that comes with that, right? 9 times out of 10, the bottom of her feet are gonna be dirty and black because she's walking on some sandals all around the world, and you know, her feet, you know, a lot of these sandals that these girls be wearing, her feet is gonna be touching the ground at various points in time because the sandals are so thin and low, and you know, especially depending on how you step, you know, her feet is gonna be touching the ground. So it's you know, it's nasty. Then a lot of times too, these $40 and $50 chicks, their hygiene isn't up to par, right? So 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be dealing with various odors coming from various places. It's gonna be odors coming from her mouth that are very unpleasant. It's gonna be odors coming from the box that's very unpleasant. It's gonna be odors coming from the butt crack this very unpleasant. It's gonna be odors coming from the armpits, this very unpleasant. And of course, it's gonna be odors coming from the feet, this very unpleasant. And then, 9 times out of 10, she got a $20 wig on, and she been wearing that wig for days and ain't washed her hair. So it's gonna be some very unpleasant odors coming from her head too. So this, like I say, you get what you pay for, and this is what you're paying for. You paying for all of these odors, right? So her feet are dirty. You paying for these odors, and then a lot of times, see, what you got to keep in mind is, just think about it from a woman's perspective in the game, right? For her to stoop that low and accept those kinds of rates, it takes desperation to do that. Sometimes it can be ignorance. I've seen it be ignorance sometimes, but in most cases it's desperation. Sometimes you have girls that are ignorant and don't understand the game, don't understand their value, don't understand what's really available to them and what they're capable of doing. So they don't know any better, and so they take 40s and 50s and all this kind of stuff, right? But in most cases, chicks are doing that because they're desperate. And what kind of people are usually desperate? People that got a monkey on their back. People that have an addiction to feed. And so, with that being said, not only are you paying for somebody who's dirty and somebody whose hygiene isn't up to par, and they got, all the odors from hell emanating from her body, you also are going to be dealing with all kind of effects of this addiction, whatever addiction it is that she got. She might be addicted to fentanyl. She might be addicted to crystal meth or any other kind of opiates. It's a million of them, Percocets, you name it. But a lot of times those chicks with those low rates, they're desperate to feed that monkey on their back. And so, all of those different drugs have different symptoms that are unpleasant to deal with if you're not on that same drug. If you a trick that's again, we talking about wise tricking. The title of this video is wise tricking. A wise trick ain't gonna be no dope fiend. So if you're doing some wise tricking and it ain't no drugs involved on your end, why would you want to pay for a service from somebody that is under the influence or irritable because they can't afford to be under the influence at that moment? That's one thing about people on crystal meth. They be having some of the worst mood swings imaginable. So you got to deal with all of that. You know what I mean? Then, so you're dealing with all of that, and then on top of that, 9 times out of 10, this definitely ain't somebody that's messing with a pimp. See, it's so many benefits to messing with a girl that has a pimp, but we gonna get into that later. But chicks did go for that kind of rate, 9 times out of 10, they messing with some hood dude, just gonna come air the block out and knock down everybody and everything, unalive everybody and everything, just because she didn't like the color t-shirt you had on. You know what I mean? For the dumbest reasons. She gonna get mad and call him, and he gonna come, and it's gonna be a potentially dangerous situation. Now your life is on the line, or your freedom is on the line, because you got to defend yourself against this nonsense. See, there's not really any platforms that, or at least large platforms, where there's tricks who tell you about their experiences on social media or YouTube or whatever, right? So it's a lot of stories that you don't hear about because there's not really a lot of tricks that's getting up here like how I'm talking about the game right now. You don't really hear no tricks, talking about it on this scale. So You don't hear about the situations where, yeah, he paying $40 and he gonna have the time of his life, but then he got to run for his life at the same time. You're not really hearing about that type of stuff. Closest you gonna get is probably me talking about it because I'm somebody that's, been around the game for a long time. So I've seen a lot and I know a lot. So, but yeah, when they paying for that kind of stuff, and then, you know, in the rare moments where you do hear them speaking about it, that's what they say. Like if I have a call in, which I'm gonna have a call in later in the live, I'm gonna allow tricks to call in and ask questions or give feedback or whatever the case may be. But on moments where I've had call-ins or where Sim has had call-ins or where you've heard other guys in the game like this speak, they're talking about how the cheap ones are the nastiest ones. But yeah, another reason why they might be the nastiest ones is because they don't care about nothing. They don't care about you. They don't care about anybody in their life, and they don't care about themselves. Right? So if they ain't got a care in the world, then it's like, yeah, it makes sense why there's an extreme level of nastiness that come with this chick. She don't care about nothing. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, this is all the stuff that you're gonna have to deal with taking these cheap chicks, and then the attitude and the face tattoos and all that kind of stuff. It's just so much that comes with it. When you see face tattoos, that speaks volumes about the chick in the game. I do my best not to be judgmental. And, I got love to a certain extent for, everybody who's at least trying to do the game right. And you got some people in the game that got face tattoos that's trying to do right by the game. But that says a lot about a young lady if she got face tattoos, especially if she from California. I'm from California, so I could speak as somebody who's from there. And again, I don't like passing judgment, especially on where I'm from. But, the facts is the facts, But I will also say that those individuals don't speak for all of California, because you got people outside of California who either barely been to California or have never been to California to be having a whole lot to say about California. So I do got to say that as well. But, you know what I mean? And these types of individuals aren't exclusive to California. It's just California is bigger than everywhere else. So with somewhere that's bigger, you're going to have a whole lot more of everything, good, bad, and ugly, right? Because you got chicks with face tattoos that's doing their thing in Texas. You got chicks with face tattoos doing their thing in New York, all across the country. You know what I mean? Everywhere in between, right? So, but, a lot of times when you see the face tattoos, it's not somebody that's really turned out to the game. It's somebody that's been turned on, right? And see, that's what you're dealing with when you a trick and you paying for these $40 and $50 experiences with these females in the game. That's what you're paying for, right? It's just a lot of potential drama that comes with that. Especially if you hear on the dead homies at any point in time, that's not somebody who you want to deal with, right? So, back to the track, a trick riding the track, and he, looking for somebody to do some wise tricking on. It's several different things to consider that will help you narrow down who you should be dealing with. And one of the main things is that phone. If you ride past and you see a chick constantly in her phone, Nine times out of 10, that individual, if you was to trick on them, uh, that experience ain't gonna do nothing but frustrate you. You're gonna be mad. You know, you're gonna be mad that you spent your money, and then you're gonna have to part ways, and you're gonna be dissatisfied. That phone, constantly being in that phone, that speaks volumes. 9 times out of 10, she's not gonna be attentive to you. She's not gonna give you her full undivided attention. She gonna have something else on her mind, somebody else on her mind, several other things on her mind, and the last thing on her mind is gonna be the person that she's in the situation with at the time, which is you, right? The person who's paying her for her time, you know. And I'm sure the majority of tricks, especially if you've been tricking for a while, have had that type of experience where you paying a chick for your time and she's not even paying attention to you. Yeah, she going through the motions. She's half-ass providing you with whatever service you paying her for, but you know, it's like she ain't paying attention to you, and it's like you know, hurry up, let's go, let's get this out the way. It's just like a major, you know, inconsideration going on, right? And that phone, a lot of times, I mean, you can just think about it. You got a chick that's constantly in her phone. You done rolled past, you know, you done spun this block probably, you know, 3, 4, 5 times, and every time you ride past, this chick is in the phone, and it might be a line of cars ahead of you, and they all lined up for her, but she's barely talking to anybody. And each time she does talk to somebody, she never takes her eyes fully off the phone. She never puts the phone down or away while she's talking to somebody. And then you get to her and it's the same thing. You know, you make it to the front of the line, and now she's at your car window with the phone in her hand, with the phone in her face, talking to you at the same time that she's looking at something on TikTok. You can just imagine what kind of service that's going to be. So that's somebody that you really want to do the Barry Sanders on. You want to dodge, you want to avoid, because that ain't going to do nothing but frustrate you. And people like that really ain't got no business in the game anyway. You know, those are the types of females who really don't want to be there. They really don't like what they're doing. They just don't have anything else better to do. You know, as I say all the time, those are what you call the square world's rejects. Those are the ones who can't cut it at a 9 to 5, who can't cut it in school, so they resort to the game, because the game allows you to be lazy and stay afloat at the same time. So this is somebody who ain't even really into the game like that. So, and that says a lot when you see them constantly in the phone. That says a whole lot, right? So that, and then, you know, chicks that's, you know, drinking and, you know, partying on the blade. You also don't want to get involved with nobody like that, because that's a lack of professionalism. You know what I mean? Because any real 304, any real lady in the game is going to be professional about what she does. She's going to take what she's doing seriously, because just like there's so much to gain, there's so much to lose as well. So because of that, a real lady in the game understands that, so she going to take the game seriously. She ain't playing when she's out there. Just like you with your 9 to 5, whether you're a telemarketer, a mechanic, a plumber, a real estate agent, doctor, lawyer, whatever it is that you are, you're taking your job seriously. You know, when you at work, you're not playing around. You're not drinking on the job. If some of y'all might be, but it's a whole lot to come with that. But that's a whole nother conversation. But it's not something wise to do, right? And especially as a lady in the game, because you make yourself so vulnerable by doing that, right? And the last thing that a lady in the game want to be is vulnerable out there on the track, vulnerable to tricks, vulnerable to other 304s, vulnerable to the pimps riding around, vulnerable to the police, vulnerable to, just, scandalous people in the environment, whether it be gangbangers or robbers or, you know, con artists or whatever it is, right? So you don't want to be involved with nobody like that neither. You're not gonna get your money's worth, messing with a chick that's drunk or high out of her mind off of, various different, designer drugs as they call them. Drugs is drugs though, but yeah, you don't want to be involved with nobody like that. And then also somebody who's always socializing. Somebody who's always in a crowd when you ride past, or she's always following a crowd. Like she's in a crowd of 5 girls, and then there's always a leader of that pack. And once the leader of the pack decides to go from this block to that block, she's following that girl to the next block. And then if she walks to another block, she's following her to that block too. And then, it's just all that kind of stuff. You don't want to deal with anybody that's doing a whole lot of socializing. Because, see, the game, like I say, for the ladies in the game, the best weapon that they can take to work with them is the game, right? And the game is going to help them. It's going to protect them from a lot of situations. It's going to protect them by helping them avoid a lot of situations. And when you got chicks out there socializing, where they're, like how they say, where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Where there's socializing, there's usually drama. And she's going to be involved in some drama at some point. She going to say something disrespectful to another 304, or another 304 going to say something disrespectful to her, or somebody going to disrespect her folks because she done told somebody too much of her business, or, she going to disrespect somebody else's folks because somebody done told her too much of their business. One way or another, or, they be borrowing money from each other. It's just so much that comes with that socializing. Now they want to fight because she owe her money or she owe her money, and it's just, or they create cliques and groups, and now I'm gonna fight her because she be hanging out with her, or it just be so much drama that comes with that. So you don't want to be involved with somebody that's always in a crowd, that's always socializing, right? The chick that got the AirPods in her ear, or headphones or earbuds in her ear. This is somebody else who you also don't want to be involved with, because she doesn't even take the game seriously. She doesn't take her safety seriously. She's underestimating her surroundings and her environment, and she's making herself vulnerable by having AirPods in her ear. She want to listen to music so bad that she's willing to risk her life for it. She's willing to risk her safety for it, right? So you don't want to be involved with nobody like that neither. Somebody that's, got the AirPods in or earbuds in, and, dancing around, can't hear nothing. Some gunshots might go off. She can't hear that. Somebody getting beat up down the street. She can't hear that. Gangbangers is having a gang fight. She can't hear that. Somebody just jumped out to rob somebody down the street. She can't hear that because she got these AirPods in. Somebody creeping up behind her, running up on her. She can't hear because she got these AirPods in. You know what I mean? That girl that she was talking about, because she also be socializing. She seen her from behind and creeping up on her, and she can't even hear the girl. And the girl, might have some type of weapon in her hand or something, ready to knock this girl upside the head or do something to her, and she can't even hear because she got these AirPods in. You don't want to be involved with nobody like that neither. Another type of chick that you want to avoid when you riding the blade and you trying to do some wise tricking is the chick that got the speaker on the corner playing Sexy Red or Glorilla or Meg Thee Stallion and she twerking, shaking her booty, on the corner. You don't want to be involved with nobody like that neither. Like anytime you see a chick with a big ass speaker sitting next to her on the corner and she dancing, nah. You don't want to be with nobody like that neither. She dancing and then don't let it be a nice day outside or it's warm outside. You know what I mean? She been dancing for an hour or two. Now she funky. And then she gonna get her funky ass in the car with you and she getting in with this speaker that been sitting on the ground and you know what I mean? And it's just, she got these sandals on, or even if she ain't got no sandals on. Cause you got some chicks with heels that do this shit too, right? But you don't want to deal with nobody like that, right? And then another clear indication that's gonna let you know that you don't want to deal with nobody like that is the type of music that's playing from the speaker. 9 times out of 10, the music that she playing is gonna let you know, oh no, I don't want to deal with this chick. If she's playing Sexy Red, 9 times out of 10, she's stupid. She probably read at a second grade level. She probably barely know her colors and shapes. You know what I mean? So you don't want to be involved with nobody like that. If she playing Sexy Red, she probably can't read Cat in the Hat. So you don't want to deal with nobody like that, man. Glorilla as well. But man, if she playing Mozzie, I got love for Mozzie. You know what I mean? 9 times out of 10, she ain't cool. Sinful to P told y'all long time ago, man, if she playing Mitchie Slick, you don't want to deal with that chick, man. If you roll up and she playing any of that Yimp music, 9 times out of 10 she ain't cool. I ain't even really familiar with all the Yimp music, man, and I ain't got nothing against them guys neither, but they like kind of popular in the community, and a lot of people in the game play their music and talk about them and talk about Yimps and what's the difference between a Yimp and a pimp and a simp and all this different stuff. But yeah, if they playing that kind of stuff, 9 times out of 10 it ain't cool. Like Sinful told you, Mitchie Slick, Brother Lynch, any of that kind of, you don't, it ain't cool. And I got love for him, that because he from the city, you know what I mean? But if she playing DW Flame or Savvy Third, nah. Those, East Side cats, they from Long Beach, they from my city. I got love for them, but nah, man. If she playing Savvy Third on the blade, nah, man. You know what I mean? Big Sad 1900. If she playing him on the blade, keep going. You know what I mean? Any of this music that I just named, man, keep going. You dig? Doggy Style. I like Doggy Style, but if she playing Doggy Style, man, and she crip walking on the blade, nah, man, keep going. Keep going, man. Don't stop for that chick, man. She might be trying to flag you down, and she twerking. She got the Doggy Style playing. Throw your hood up. You know what I mean? You keep going, man. Hold on. Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Yeah, nah. If you roll up on the bitch and she on the corner like this, man, you know what I mean? Keep going. Respecting my hustle, my niggas on the mission. Can't fuck with a nigga. You like, damn, she fine. She got a fat ass. Yeah, she got some big ass titties too, some juicy ass lips. Hey baby, hey, dead on the dead homies though. You trying to get a date or what though? You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm out here though. You know what I mean? I'm with it though. I got condoms and everything. You trying to do a date? What you want? You know what I mean? You want a hand job or you want a blow job? What's up with it though? You know what I mean? I'm trying to jump in your car. You know what I mean? And shine like a star though. What's up with it though, cuz? You want a date or what, cuz? See now, cuz, you starting to piss me off though, cuz, because I'm trying to give you a date. I'm trying to provide you with a service though, dead homies. But you tripping though, you know what I mean? Like, what's up with it though? You trying to do a date or what though? You know what I mean? You done rolled past here like 5 times. I seen you looking at my booty, cuz, dead homies. Nah, man, you don't want to deal with nobody like that, man. You don't want to deal with nobody like that, man. Keep going. If she like that on the corner, twerking, talking like that, man, keep going. I don't care how fine she is. I don't care how pretty her face is. I don't care how juicy her lips is. None of that, man. If she on the corner moving like that, keep going, man. You want to deal with nobody like that? Let me see. Come on, man. It's 169 of y'all in here, but only 125 of y'all done wiped your feet off at the door. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button. Me hydrate my game one more time, man. Okay. Let's see. Tyler, as always, good looking with the $2 holla. Yeah. Blessings, hit the like button. Appreciate you, Ty. Bangkok Media, good looking with the $5 holla. Much appreciated. Alex W, good looking with the $10 holla. Freeze, bro. Sorry for your loss of your friend. That guy helped me out in a hole. Helped me out of a hole with motivation. Maybe you can do some fitness videos and some game in the street. Advice campaign in the streets. For sure. Yeah, I have some fitness videos, and somebody was just asking me about it the other day. I have a fitness channel, but I haven't posted anything on there in a long time. But I'm gonna get back cracking with the fitness channel, and you'll have that to look forward to. But in the meantime, you can see the videos that I do have on the fitness channel. There's several videos on there, but the channel is called Game Related Fitness. GAME Related Fitness. So if you type in Game Related Fitness, you're gonna see Freeze pop up with a lovely young lady by the name of Liz, who I'm on the channel with. You know, that's a channel that we started together. So but yeah, shout out to Liz and shout out to Game Related Fitness. So yeah. On the dead homies, my brother Cisco Loke need money on his books. It's usually 50, but I'll work with you. Ha ha ha. Hey, it be them type of situations though. It be them type of situations. You got chicks to be down like that, man. So like I said, those are the type of chicks that you want to avoid, man. If you riding around a blade and you trying to do some wise tricking. Now, like I mentioned, the kind that you want to avoid. Now, the kind that it makes sense for you to deal with. You riding around, you been in corners on the blade, you passing block after block, and you seeing various different young ladies of all shapes, sizes, ethnicities, and so on and so forth. Now, one that it makes sense for you to deal with is somebody that looks like they took time to put themselves together before they stepped out. Not them ones, again, like them $40 and $50 ones that look like they just rolled out the bed, didn't touch a toothbrush, didn't touch no toothpaste, didn't touch no soap or no water. They just got out the bed, took 2 seconds to do something with their hair and threw some clothes on and came out. Nah. You want somebody that looks like they took time to put a quality presentation together before they stepped outside. She took time to do her hair. She looks clean. She smells good. She got all her teeth. Her teeth are straight. Her oral hygiene is together. Her hygiene with her whole body is together, right? She got her nails and toes done. Her makeup is together. She ain't overdoing it with the makeup, but her makeup is together. You want somebody that, her dress code is right. She's sexy but classy at the same time. You want somebody like that, that like, again, like I said, they took time. When you look at their presentation, like I said, they're speaking with their appearance. And what they're speaking with their appearance is quality. What they're speaking with their appearance is attention to detail. And it's somebody that you want to deal with, somebody who's treating themselves like that, so it's a high likelihood that they have it within them to treat you like that, right? So, you don't want nobody that just, look like they just rolled out the bed and came to the track. No, you want somebody that look like they took their time to get ready. You could just look at her and tell, like, oh, I know it took her at least 2 hours to get ready. Took her at least, 3 hours to get ready. You want somebody like that. Also, you want somebody that looks like they came out there on business. Looks like they not just there just to be there because they ain't got something better to do. You want somebody that, you might ride past and you might get an earshot of a conversation that she's having with somebody else, and you see that she knows how to talk. You see that she has a nice presentation when it comes to speaking. She ain't just, hey baby, you want a date? Whenever somebody pull up on her, she actually has conversation, and when you pull up on her, even if you don't get an earshot of her speaking to somebody else, when you pull up on her, like, you can just tell by the way she speaks that she's professional. She's not there to waste time. She's there to make the most of her time, right? And just like she ain't playing with herself, she ain't gonna play with you. So, and she's not spending a whole lot of idle time. She's not sitting there twiddling her thumbs or in her phone or doing a whole bunch of socializing or getting drunk or high. No, she's out there handling her business. She out there moving around. She talking to people. She getting people's attention. Every time you see her, she's busy. And she's disappearing. She's doing what I like to call the Houdini. Not the Houdini, but the Houdini. She disappearing and reappearing. Sometimes it might be hard to catch her because she constantly disappearing. She constantly doing a Houdini. So it's difficult for you to even get up on her because she's staying so busy. That's somebody who you want to deal with, right? And then, like I said, when you finally get up on her and talk to her, you could tell by her conversation alone that she's not there to play and she's professional, and you're not putting yourself at risk dealing with her. You could tell all of that by her conversation, and when you do have a conversation with her, she's giving you her full undivided attention. She's not distracted by the phone. She's not distracted by this group of HPs which they call, hoe partners. She not distracted by this group over there, and she can't wait to get done talking to you so she could get back to the group. No, it ain't none of that. She's giving you her full undivided attention. This is a grown woman conducting herself like a grown woman out there, right? And being professional and classy and considerate and, got good, customer service skills. That's who you want to deal with, right? So, and then also, you want to deal with somebody that's by themselves, right? You might see her greet other young ladies out there, here and there, but she's not spending the majority of her time, in groups, talking to, the group of girls, hanging out with this group of girls. Like, she came there more for the group than she did to handle her business, right? You want to deal with somebody that's by themselves most of the time, right? Because again, somebody is a young lady that's by herself most of the time. She came there to handle business. She didn't come there to be friends with a bunch of, chicks who don't even like her and might be jealous of her and all that type of stuff, and is got the potential for drama and nonsense and violence and all that shit, and she didn't come out there to get high or drunk. She came out there to handle business. And because of that, she's going to be by herself most of the time, right? So that, and then another thing too, right? This goes along with wise tricking too. And this is something that it seems to have become a lot more common. And it's because there's a lack of wisdom on both parts. There's a lack of wisdom with the tricks, and there's a lack of wisdom with the young ladies in the game. And that is, tricks pulling up to the blade with multiple people in the car, right? See, this is what you got to understand. If you a trick and you pull up to the car, if you pull up to the blade with your brother in the car, your cousin or your homeboy in the car, and it's at least two or more of y'all, some of y'all be pulling up with 3 and 4 guys in the car, right? Or you might have a truck or a van or something like that that seats a lot of people, and you pulling up with 3 and 4 guys in the car with you. What you got to understand is, if a young lady is unwise enough to get in the vehicle with you, then, it ain't a good look. Excuse my pimping for just a second. I got to take this phone call. Y'all give me just a second. It's one of them joints right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your ism, right? Play this shit right here and resuscitate your pimping and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, just that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and to spark up your hoeing and get you right back going, you dig? Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them fag bitches pedal for them portions. My whores win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dough. Over 120 in the sun for fun. They mash for hours, hooker baths, not showers. Bright and early, down and dirty for the cash and power. They gotta get the cash, the towers, and reach it all to a pimp. In my position, I'm all but exempt. These bras not wimps, I'm like them renegade bitches. BFFs with tricks but never getting paid riches. Grenade bitches, they dynamite, blowing up on the pimpin' and missing when the time is right. But when they life gets strife, they see pimpin' shining bright, but they action is life without. Bitch, one strike you out. Can't stop, won't stop, poppin' pimpin' nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, poppin' pimpin' nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, poppin' pimpin' nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, poppin' pimpin' nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga. See, that's the difference nigga. The pimpin' mashing for these riches nigga. Nothing like you master magician niggas. Smoking mirrors with your game, hella extras to reflect the opposite the appearance of a lame. Bitches coming from y'all, I can't rock with those. Tender-footed and rooted in them doctor shows. Soft shoe rituals, minute residuals. Papers on life support, your loots and critical. Something I learned about when running my earned route and working with turnouts is murdering burnouts. Cause knocking one of you niggas for a scar bitch, that's knocking one of you niggas for some garbage. I'm heartless regardless, empty with sympathy, but banked up to the max with empathy. No remedy for me, I'm like this. My life is vice grip, synced in permanent ink. You can't rewrite this. My blood type is P positive, beautifully deposited with a lot of it. I'm popping this shit, and when I pop it so hard I make a trapping ass bad bitch wanna hoe hard. Can't stop, won't stop, popping pimpin' nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, popping pimpin' nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, popping pimpin' nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, popping pimpin' nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga. Come on pimpin' man, pop that shit. Show these sucker niggas they can't stop that shit. Let these hookers know if they wanna cop that shit. Treat the bag like it's hot, bitch, and drop that shit. And to you hoes, if you ever took a loss, bitch, show these bitches how to bounce back like a boss, bitch. Let them know that the best way to floss, bitch, is reach that paper to some pimpin' hoe and toss it. Can't stop, won't stop, poppin' pimpin' nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, poppin' pimpin' nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, poppin' pimpin' nigga. Can't stop, won't stop, smashing on these bitches nigga. Can't stop. Alright man, we back at it. Make sure you wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button. Let's get back to it. Back to this game that we never left, in the words of my brother Sinful to P. Again, as a trick, pulling up to the blade with one or more partners of yours, you know, it's just unwise. It ain't cool. And just think about that, right? You know, why would you go to the blade with multiple people in the car, you know, and, you know, a lot of times only one of y'all is spending some money. You know what I mean? Now, it may be cases where you got two guys in the car and they both want to, you know, have a good time and they want to pay a young lady for her services. But, you know, it's just unwise. And, you know, because you got to think about it from that young lady's perspective. She's getting in the car with two grown men that she doesn't know, right? So being considerate of her, you want to make it make as much sense as possible for her, right? And bad enough she getting in the car with one grown man that she doesn't know, but two or more, a few, it just ain't a good look. And then just think about it, like, if you are a guy, let's just take the game out of it for a second. If you are a guy and you got a chick that she calls you up and she like, yeah, come through, I want you to spend the night with me, or I want to have some fun with you. You're not bringing your boys with you unless she like, yeah, I got a girl for your boy or something like that. But if a chick just calls you and you going to have some fun by yourself, you're not bringing your partners with you unless she's one of those types of chicks that just specifies, yeah, you know, bring your boys, I'm trying to knock all y'all down. And then, you know, sometimes you got those kind of situations. And, you know, even a lot of times in them kind of situations, it's going to be a one at a time type of thing. You know, but then that, you know, if it's just like a everybody in the room kind of thing, that's kind of like high schoolish. Yeah, that's the type of stuff that people do in high school, at least that I could recall. You know, but a bunch of grown men in the car with each other going to the blade, it just ain't wise. And like I said, if you convince a young lady to get in the car with you and there's 2 or 3 or more of y'all in the car, 9 times out of 10, that ain't somebody that you want to deal with. Either she ain't wise, she ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, or, she might got something up her sleeve that ain't cool. She might got an ulterior motive that just ain't cool. Right? So you don't want to be doing that kind of stuff coming to the blade neither. Right? And you want to do some wise tricking. Don't bring, don't turn it into a sausage fest that you coming to the blade with. Don't bring your partners with you, man. Come by yourself. And then if, like I said, if it's a situation where you got more than one of y'all and y'all want to, have fun with this young lady, just have one go. The driver, he pulls up and explains to her like, yeah, I want to have some fun with you, but, I got some friends or, some coworkers or whatever it is, some family members, they want to have fun with you too. And then, she'll most likely let you know that, okay, after I'm done with you, I can see them too, but I'll take care of y'all. I'll service y'all one at a time. That's how that's supposed to go. And that way, everybody is being considerate of each other, and, everybody is comfortable in what they doing. And, it's peaceful and pleasant. It's a peaceful, pleasant experience. Let's see. Alex W. once again, good looking with the $10 holla. You got potential. How to dress, how to campaign. Do you have an email? I want to speak with you. Yeah, my email is freezeisit@gmail. Just like how it's spelled on the channel. Even you see it on the screen right there. Freeze is it. Freeze is it. Really at Gmail, at Yahoo. You can hit either one. But both of those are my emails. Right? So you can reach me there. But good looking. And yeah, man, so again, like I said, this is the type of young lady that you want to pull up on and do some wise tricking with. One that's by herself, one that's staying busy, not out there wasting time in groups or, getting intoxicated or anything like that. And, she looked like she took time to put herself together and give her best presentation before she stepped out there. She looked like she took at least 2 hours to get ready. These are the type of people, that you want to deal with if you're going out there to do some wise tricking. And then also, don't be a cheapskate, man. Ain't nothing wrong with paying for quality. When you're going out there, you should want quality as a wise trick. Again, like I said, you shouldn't want to go out there to deal with somebody that's funky and got bad hygiene and, got a $2 rainbow outfit on or $2 Target or Walmart outfit on. Just ratchet and dusty and unrefined, and you don't want to deal with nobody like that, right? So just like that's what you tend to get when you being cheap. On the other end, when you don't mind spending, the right amount of money, you're gonna get some quality, man. She gonna smell good, she gonna look good, she's gonna be professional, and she gonna go above and beyond. See, and see, this is a big misunderstanding about the game, right? Hey, man, you could still have a chick be nasty, and she's classy and she, got a nice presentation and she speaks well and, she conducts herself with class, right? She might still outperform, them little dusty ratchet things that you talking about or that you be looking at, lusting over, trying to have for $40 and $50. That chick that you spend at least $200 with, You know, like I said, man, the things that you're paying for when you're doing some wise tricking, you're going to get all of that with her. You know, you're not going to once hear dead homies. You're not going to once uh, deal with her attitude because she can't get high right now and all this type of stuff. You know, you paying for professionalism, you paying for class, you paying for, quality, and whatever it is that you want to do with her, she gonna perform to the best of her ability, man. Like for real, y'all got to get that out your head that, you know, the the best experiences is gonna come from them little bust downs, them nasty little ratchet, project chicks. You know, even if she is from the projects, man, it's chicks from the projects that got class. That if you look at them, you wouldn't be able to tell they come from the projects. You know, so yeah, man. Don't be you don't have to be a cheapskate about it. Don't be afraid to spend because just think about anything else, right? Think about anything else. It could be it can be like shit, even food. Some of y'all ain't gonna pay, you know, even though it might be cheap, some of y'all ain't gonna pay for no bullshit food. I know I'm not. Even though it might be cheap, I'm not paying for no bullshit food. I'm a little different though. I like paying quality for my food. But everybody can relate to clothes, right? You know, if you want to go buy a pair of Nikes, you might want to go buy some Dunks. Those are popular right now. You know, uh, the going rate for some Dunks. They might be $130, roughly, give or take. And you see somebody that got a pair of quote unquote Dunks, and they only $30 instead of $130. They $30, but you could look at them and you could tell they not official. Like you give it a good look and you like, man, this some knockoff shit. This shit, this shit, this ain't the real deal. This that bullshit. 9 times out of 10, you would much rather pay the $130 for the authentic shit, and it's gonna be better quality too. That's another thing. That knockoff shit. Some of y'all might buy the knockoff shit. You know what I mean? But it's gonna fall apart. It ain't gonna last as long as the $130 Nikes. The real Nikes. So if you don't have a problem paying for that, quality when it comes to that, man, that much more for a woman. Her time and her pleasure, or whatever experience you choosing to pay for when it comes to her. Yeah, man, ain't nothing wrong with paying for some quality. We all like quality. And, some things you only want quality. Some things people will compromise for. It don't really matter. Like some of y'all probably don't care about your underwear. I know me, I like having good underwear. I like Calvin Klein underwear. But some of y'all cool with the Fruit of the Looms and rock them things until they got holes in the back. And all that type of shit, man. You wearing drawers with holes in them, man. Some of y'all don't care about that type of stuff. Me, I care about that type of stuff. You know what I mean? And, like I said, when it comes to some certain things, you should want to pay for quality, right? And you shouldn't mind paying for quality. Like when it comes to a timepiece, again, some of y'all probably don't care, man, but me myself, I like to have a quality timepiece. Same thing with a car. Some of y'all don't mind, paying for, a certain car. Like, and then mind you too, Some people can't afford certain things, and that's understandable. But when it comes to a woman in her time, and tricking is what you do, you can afford that. You just don't want to afford that. And then just think about it, like, see, again, it's certain things that don't really get talked about. And one thing you're not really going to hear a lot about on the internet, on these platforms, podcasts, social media profiles, whatever, right? One thing you ain't going to really hear about is the cons, the bad things that come with bargain tricking, right? You're not going to really hear a lot about, the times where a trick, was going for a bargain and all the bullshit that came along with him trying to go for a bargain. You're not going to hear about the times where the trick was like, yeah, man, I went to the track one night, man, and I had $500. And man, I seen this fine ass chick, man. She was exactly what I wanted, man. And then I spoke to her. Everything was cool, but I didn't want to give her the whole $500 that I had, man. I only wanted to give her 150, and she refused my 150. And then, I just said, screw it, man. And I went and found, somebody else. She wasn't as fine as this chick, but, she was cool. And, she took only $60. You know what I mean? So I went home with over $400, and, she took only $60, but man, shit, it was a whole lot that came with that $60 experience. Her boyfriend was hiding in the shower, or, she was texting the whole time when we was in the room, or we was in the car. She texting the whole time, and next thing you know, this random car pulled up behind me, and some dudes jumped out, and it'd be all of that kind of stuff. And if you see a woman that's classy and she asking for it, and you got it, why not give it up? You don't mind paying for other nice things that you like. Again, nice clothes, nice car, jewelry, whatever it is. Some of y'all like nice stuff, and you don't have no problem paying for it. But when it comes to tricking, you always want to cut corners. On the other hand, those tricks that, like, they don't care what it is, they don't mind. They not really they not hagglers when it comes to the price. Them tricks that don't have no problem giving a chick what she want. Ask them how many times they have problems. Them type of tricks, it's possible for anybody to have a problem, in any type of situation, man. But them tricks that, don't have a problem spending, for quality, you're not going to really hear a lot about them having problems, because they paying for quality. They paying for what they want. And they know that what they want, which is quality, comes with a price, and they don't mind giving it up. But you ain't going to really hear them complaining about a lot of shit, a lot of problems that they have, man. Unless it's other stuff that goes along with that. Because you got some tricks that spend a lot of money on ladies in the game and don't mind giving it up, and they not cheapskates or nothing like that. But, they got other stuff involved, like, drugs, or, them getting high with the girl and all that kind of stuff. See, if it's something like that, then yeah, there's a potential for a lot of BS to come into the mix. But if it ain't for that, if it's just a good, clean, fun time, and he paying for some quality, and he don't mind giving it up, he don't mind spending, $500 or better, or 1,000 or thousands, ain't nothing wrong with it. And them kind of guys, you don't really hear problems from them. That's just like, that's just like, you can even use like like grocery stores, for an example. Anybody who know me knows that I like going to Whole Foods Market, right? And anybody who knows about Whole Foods Market knows that Whole Foods tends to be a little more expensive than your average grocery store. But, and I've been going to Whole Foods for a long time now. I've been frequenting Whole Foods for over 10 years now, over a decade, right? And I've never had a bad customer service experience. Never a bad customer service. This is the worst experience that I've ever had at Whole Foods, right? And this ain't even really bad, but it just kind of like slightly made me feel some type of way. But I was at Whole Foods one time and I was at the register and I was going to pay for my stuff, and the cashier was like, "Oh, there's no what did she say?" She told me that there was no something. I forget what it was. It might have been cash back or EBT or something like that. She was like, "Oh, there's no cash back or there's no EBT," something like that. And it made me feel a slight kind of way. You know what I mean? But, and that's, like I said, that's not even really bad. But other than that, and I done been to Whole Foods cross country. I done been to Whole Foods on the East Coast. I done been to Whole Foods in the South. I done been to Whole Foods in the Midwest, and I done been to Whole Foods on the West Coast. I probably done been to hundreds of Whole Foods locations, man, and dealt with thousands of different Whole Foods employees. You know, it's always a pleasant experience. You know what I mean? At Whole Foods, you could be in the produce section, and there's somebody in the produce section stocking vegetables or something like that, or organizing or doing something over there, right? They in the middle of work. And you ask them, you say, do you know where the where I can get vitamin C? And they'll put down whatever they doing, stop what they doing, and they'll walk you over there. You know what I mean? And don't have no problem with it. You know, will stop what they doing and walk you all the way to the other side of the store to show you where it is that what you're looking for. This happens almost every time at Whole Foods. It's rare at Whole Foods that you ask somebody where something is and they just simply tell you. Like, "Oh, go down on this aisle or turn this way or go over there." It's rare that they do that. It's more common that they stop what they're doing and walk you over there, right? So yeah, you might be paying a little more for your groceries, but the environment is pleasant. You know, the people at the environment are pleasant. You know, everything is smooth and peaceful, and it's just like, it's cool. And the quality of the food is better too, right? You getting organic stuff from Whole Foods 9 times out of 10. And yeah, they have gotten in trouble for overpricing their shit sometimes, and you know, but yeah, man, you know, 9 times out of 10, Whole Foods gonna be a peaceful, you know, experience. And like me, I always get what I pay for when I go to Whole Foods. You know, I don't really be disappointed too much. But, you know, on the other hand, if you go to Food for Less or even, you know, Walmart, as opposed to Whole Foods, if you go to Walmart and do your grocery shopping, totally different experience, man. First of all, yeah, it's a lot cheaper, but the quality of the food ain't nearly the same. You know, I wouldn't dare buy no produce from Walmart. Whole Foods, they produce is usually fresh. And that's something I do gotta add to. I gotta keep it 100. I gotta keep it real. Hey man, since Whole Foods got bought out by Amazon, they done took a hit, man. It ain't the same. They've got. I will say they have gotten a little better though. You know, because at first, when Amazon like first bought Whole Foods, like the first couple of years, they was tripping, man. Like it wasn't the same old Whole Foods before Amazon bought them. But I will also say that they have gotten a little better. You know, probably in the past year or so, they've gotten a little better. But even Whole Foods at its worst ain't messing with no Walmart. You know what I mean? Because even though they took a hit on certain things, you know, the customer service always been A1 at Whole Foods. Walmart, you ask somebody where something is, they going to tell you the wrong aisle. You know what I mean? They going to be in their phone and barely want to get out their phone when they telling you, oh, yeah, it's over. I think it's either aisle 27 or 28. You know what I mean? And then you go over there, it ain't neither one of them is aisle 38. You know what I mean? Like, the experience at Walmart is gonna be bullshit. The quality of the food is gonna be bullshit. And yeah, you know, you can survive, but it's like, you know, you get what you pay for. And it's the same thing in the game. Same thing with dealing with a lady in the game when you're doing some tricking, man. You know, if you don't mind dealing with low quality bullshit that comes along with a low price, then hey, that's on you. But if you want to do some wise tricking and you don't want to be putting yourself at risk and you want to have a peaceful, professional, integral, copacetic experience, then yeah, man, give it up. You know, like I said, I really need to do a survey, man, of the different kinds of tricks and see how often the tricks that don't mind giving it up, how often they have like a bad experience. I'm sure it happens, but it's a lot less likely, especially if you're doing some wise tricking, right? So yeah, man, don't mind giving it up. You know, go for somebody who looked like they took time, at least 2 hours or so, to put their presentation together. Somebody who's by themselves and somebody who's busy, right? Somebody who got good conversation. You know, she knows how to say more than, hey, baby, you want a date? You know, somebody with some personality. I know it's rare nowadays. And I know this is what I want you to keep in mind too, right? I know that what I'm saying is easier said than done. But a lot of y'all aren't doing it because you're not mindful. You're not even you're not even putting yourself in the right frame of mind to do some wise tricking. You're not thinking about doing no wise tricking. You just saying, I want to do some tricking, period. I just want to bust a nut. I just want to do some, I'm just ready to do some tricking. It don't matter how it comes. I just want to trick. But you should want to do some wise tricking. You know what I mean? Because it's diseases out there, it's dangers out there. People get hurt, people get unalived on both ends. You got just like you got ladies in the game to get unalived, you got tricks to get unalived too, man. So you know, me myself, I don't want to see that on neither end. You know, I want to see the ladies in the game go home peacefully, unharmed, and I want to see the tricks go home peacefully and unharmed too, so they can live the trick another day, just like the ladies could live to 304 another day. So, yeah, man, let me hydrate my game one more time. Put some of this good old love in my body. I appreciate y'all for wiping your feet off at the door too, man. I see y'all done got the likes a little higher. But if you are in here and you have not yet wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain, please do so now. Hit that like button. Yeah, man, wise tricking. So, we talked about wise tricking on the blade. Let's talk about wise tricking on the internet. Now, anybody who really knows me knows that I'm not really the biggest fan of the internet when it comes to the game, right? And that's a whole nother discussion. But yet and still, we could talk about why it's tricking on the internet, right? Now, again, see, on the internet, man, you know, it's a lot of, the internet has a higher potential for so many things to go wrong because there are so many things beyond your control on the internet, right? So you really got to play chess when you on the internet, right? And you know, you have certain things that just should be like clear indicators that, this chick ain't really the sharpest, right? See, what a lot of young ladies that be on the internet don't understand is simple marketing, simple things about marketing, right? And some of y'all have heard me say this before, but one thing to understand about marketing is that when you're marketing a product or a service, in this case, a young lady is marketing her service, you want to market for the solution, not for the problem. And when you see young ladies put stuff like no law enforcement on their ad, no pimps, no African American men under 40. When you see chicks put stuff like this on their ad, or no low ballers, that's another one. No low ballers. When you see chicks putting stuff like this on the ad, it really just screams a whole lot of things, right? A whole lot of things that ain't good. One thing that says to me when I see that on a young lady's ad is that she's not really thinking about her role in the situation, right? She's not really thinking about what it is that she's supposed to be doing, not just to provide a service, but to, protect herself, right? She's leaving so many things beyond her control. Bad enough on the internet, the majority of things are already beyond your control. She's putting even more things beyond her control. She's using less of her brain by putting those things in her ad. Because, if she has game and she's applying game, then she doesn't even have to put that kind of stuff in her ad. And then she's not, most of the time, when you see a chick put that kind of stuff in her ad, she's not putting, the solution. Those are problems that she doesn't want to deal with. She's not putting the solution in the ad. She's not marketing towards the type of clientele that she wants. She's not encouraging the type of clientele that she wants. And a lot of times you don't even know what she wants. All you know is what she don't want. So, when you on the internet, that's another thing that you want to pay attention to is what's being said in the ad, right? Let's see. Another thing too, when you decide to call somebody on an ad, right? The conversation is gonna let you know a whole lot about what type of chick you dealing with. And it's just the truth. A lot of young ladies in the game, period, but especially on the internet, they do not have any conversation skills. They do not know how to talk. Right? And again, if the conversation starts with, are you black? Uh, are you law enforcement? Are you a pimp? If the conversation starts with all that kind of stuff, then it lets you know again that she's not thinking about, what's within her power, because there's ways, and that's a whole nother conversation. But a young lady in the game that got game and is applying game, she can figure those things out without asking you. Because a lot of people that fit that description are going to tell you no. What undercover officer that's trying to book your ass is going to tell you that that's what's up? And they be thinking like, by law, you have to tell me. If I ask you if you're an officer, you have to tell. Come on, man. What do you think the point of being undercover is? So that you don't find out, goofball. What's the whole? What do you think the whole purpose of Vice is? You know what I mean? Like, put it like this. If it was as simple as you asking somebody if they're law enforcement and them being obligated to tell you yes if they are. If it was that simple, then they might as well, try to date you in uniform. They might as well, like, when they riding around on the blade, like, pull up and try to act like they're not an officer, but they got their uniform on and they pulling up in a police car. If it was that simple, they might as well FaceTime you if you calling them off an ad, and they FaceTime you. They might as well be in uniform when they FaceTime you. You know what I mean? So when they answer the phone and they say, you're not law enforcement, are you? It just goes to show you that they're not taking the game seriously at all. And they don't have a clue what they doing. They don't have any game. They don't have any conversation. You know what I mean? And they don't even know what they in it for. Again, those are the types of people that, like, they just square world's rejects. They can't cut it at a job. They can't cut it in college. So they jumped in the game because they ain't got nothing better to do. But they really don't want to be in the game. Especially if that's the first thing, because a lot of girls, that's what they do. That's the first thing out their mouth when you answer the phone. Hey, baby, did you want to come and see me? And then as soon as the trick say, yeah, are you law enforcement, black, or woo-doo? They go down the line of things that they don't want you to be. Are you any of these things? Was, like I said, a chick that got some game, she knows how to figure that out without asking you. She knows what to say and what to do to get that question answered without asking you the question. So if she has to do that, then it goes to show you that she's not professional. She ain't got no game. She don't know what she's doing. And she don't even deserve to catch a date. She don't even deserve to be able to make money. Right? So, like I said, the conversation is going to tell you a whole lot. And, those are just some clear indications, man, of what not to deal with. Right? And then, too, I know a lot of tricks be concerned about, being catfished or, not only being catfished by being somebody totally other than who it is in the pictures and not looking similar to who it is in the pictures, but also, being catfished by old pictures. You know what I mean? Like she posting pictures from 50 pounds ago and 10 years ago. She's, when you come to see her, she's 50 pounds and 10 years later. Right? And, you know, that's what technology is for. And that's really helpful on both ends. So if you want to see that a young lady is who she says she is in her ad, and she's not willing to FaceTime you, it goes to show you that something ain't right. Because, like I said, it's beneficial on both ends. It's beneficial to her to FaceTime you so that she knows who you are. And again, like I said, within that FaceTime call, a young lady who has game is going to go through she's going to say certain things and do certain things to figure out that you're not somebody that she wants to deal with, which is law enforcement or, some other kind of individual that she don't want to deal with. She knows what to say and do on that FaceTime call to determine that, right? And because that's what her objective is, she ain't gonna have no problem FaceTiming you. So if you call a chick off the internet and then you say, let's FaceTime, and she don't want to do it, it just go to show you that it ain't what it appears to be. And also, tricks be getting caught up, and I didn't cover that as far as the blade go, but the same kind of game kind of applies, in both areas, right? But let's stick with the internet first. It's a possibility that this individual could be law enforcement, this chick that you trying to date. Just like chicks be concerned that a trick might be vice, tricks be concerned that whoever they calling off an ad might be vice too, right? So for the tricks, right, this is one thing that you can do to help you determine whether or not the person on the ad that you calling is vice or not, right? Damn, man, this is some cold game. I mean, it's simple, but it's like effective, and I'm like, damn, should I say this shit? Let's see. Should I say this shit? I guess I could, because it ain't gonna really change nothing, I guess, if I do say this shit. Like, the vice ain't gonna counteract it and start, doing something to make it different. But okay, this is the case, right? This is what it is, right? One very simple thing that you can do that a lot of people don't do. See, like I said, technology can be your friend, man, if you just be inclined to think and like, damn, how can I use technology to protect me? It's very simple, man. With Google, if you Google the chick's number, if this is somebody that plays the internet on a regular basis, if you Google her number, she's going to have ads in different cities and states. And if she does have ads in different cities and states, it's pretty safe to say that she's not the police. You know what I mean? I know the police are going to be mad at me about this shit. They going to be mad at me, man. I'm giving up some cold game, man. But hey, it's the game, though. It is what it is. But, yeah, man, Google that number. And I think I said this before just in general, right? But that's something that I do all the time. When I meet a chick, man, first thing I'm doing is Googling that number. It's going to give you a lot of answers, man. And, them people, sometimes when you Google their number, that ad is going to pop up, the ad that you seen them on. But 9 times out of 10, that's going to be the only ad, and you might see it posted several times. Like, you might have seen it posted 2 months ago or 6 months ago or whatever. But 9 times out of 10, them people ain't going to have ads in multiple cities and states. And then another thing that you can do is a Google image search, right? Now, a lot of girls' pictures won't really give you anything from a Google image search because, a lot of their pictures aren't really popular on the internet enough to give you anything from a Google image search, but it's just good to do though. You know, that's something that's good to do as well. You know, and it might give you something. You know, you might find out, because sometimes you can find that out. You do a Google image search and you see that this chick, you know, that's another way that you can figure out whether or not somebody is catfishing you. Other than the FaceTime call, you could do a Google image search and you know, some of these chicks be they be stealing pictures of like people. It's like ridiculous. Like, why did you steal her pictures? Like, they might steal the pictures of a famous adult film star, or they might steal pictures of somebody that, you know, might got a few 100,000 or sometimes millions of followers on Instagram, you know, but somebody who, like, basically somebody who's Googleable. A lot of chicks be stealing pictures of other chicks that are Googleable, that you can easily Google and find out who they are. And a whole bunch of images of that individual is going to pop up. Right? And again, if a chick is naive and goofy enough to steal pictures from somebody who's pretty much internet famous, or might be actually famous, that goes to show you that much more that, you know, this person ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Right? So yeah, man, you know, like I said, if you just think about how technology can play in your favor, man, technology can be your friend, you know? So, that's some of the things that you want to consider when you doing some wise tricking on the internet, right? And then also, like I mentioned, how to avoid them people on the internet. You know, it's ways to avoid them people on the blade too when you outside, right? And see, this is why, you know, if you want to do some wise tricking on the blade, again, it's some cold ass game that I'm giving up, man. Like, it's simple, but it's real, man. It's like, damn, the people probably gonna be so mad at me, man. I probably ain't gonna be able to go outside no more, man. Y'all, all of y'all who be running in the freeze outside, man, you probably ain't gonna run into me outside no more, man. I might want to duck and hide after I say some of the shit I'm saying on this live, man. But, you know, I like giving up game, man. So, hey, it is what it is, right? But again, when you're doing some wise tricking on the blade, right, and you want to avoid, and some of y'all, like, the tricks that be on the blade all the time, y'all already know what's up, man. Some of y'all already know, like, what I'm about to say, and it's like, for some of y'all it's common knowledge, but then for some of y'all it ain't. You know, some of y'all ain't sharp and up on game like that. I know it's some of y'all out there that really got some game, but some of y'all don't though. But really, this don't just go for the tricking, but this go for the pimping too. Because if it's a decoy out there on the blade, she ain't just trying to get the tricking, she trying to get the pimping too. So, some things to consider, right? This is why it's good to ride around a little bit and just peep the environment. You know, ride through the back streets. You know, pay attention to what's going on, because a lot of times, right, when they got a decoy out there, usually not too far from the decoy, in the cut somewhere on the back streets or something, they post it up, right? So, and then this is another thing too. I got to throw this in there. This is another thing too why it's unwise for chicks to be socializing out there, man. This ain't real. This kind of like off topic a little bit, but I got to put this in here because it kind of pertains to the topic a little bit, but it's not. It don't have to do with tricking though, but it does have to do with the blade. But and not just the blade, but the carpet, casinos, bars, just be doing your thing outside, right? There have been situations in the game, and some of y'all probably either been through it before yourself, or people who done been through it before, like I do. But you have situations where you might have a decoy that's down, right? She might be in a casino, she might be on a blade, and she get to socializing with a young lady. And, you got chicks in the game that just be so damn friendly. They be so eager for a friend that they don't even know what kind of friend they picking up. And they get to socializing with this chick. And then, the chick is like, yeah, I'm thinking about choosing up with somebody, but, I don't really know. Like, and then the chick, she get to like, oh, well, my folks is like this and my folks is like that. And matter of fact, you got Instagram, you can go look at his Instagram right now. Wooty wooty whoop. Next thing you know, clink clink, jammed up. So I say all that to say that's another reason why it's unwise to socialize, because when you out there being so friendly, you never know who you being friendly with and the potential dangers that can come with who you being friendly with. But back to what I was the original topic, wise tricking. Man, like I said, it's good to ride around and pay attention and watch and peep the environment. See what's going on around there. And if you see a young lady, and you ain't never seen her before, just watch her. Just pay attention to her. You know what I mean? And, if you pay attention to her, 9 times out of 10, she's going to be in one spot. She ain't going to really move around. Like how you see some chicks, they'll walk up and down, or, a lot of times they not going to move around because they got a perimeter set up. Man, I'm saying a lot of shit. Man, I'm saying a lot of shit, boy. Y'all better appreciate this shit that I'm saying, man, because it's, shit, man. But yeah, man, they, a lot of times they be having that perimeter set up, man. So, you definitely gotta pay attention. And sometimes you could just ask a chick for her number. You know what I mean? Like I said, Google that thing. And that might say a whole lot too. Because a lot of times chicks that be on the blade, they be having ads posted up too. Or, you just never know what might come up with that number. You know what I mean? And there's some other game too that I could give, but I ain't giving that game up. Because that game, it really applies to the ladies in the game, but the tricks can use it too. But nah, I'm gonna save that for the ladies. The ladies who's supposed to have that. I'm gonna say that for them. But I got some cold game too that I could give up, but I ain't gonna do it. But yeah, man, the bottom line, when you're on the blade and you want to do some wise tricking, just pay attention to your surroundings, and don't be just so quick to you see something that look good and it's like, oh shit, and you pull up on it and you just so eager. Nah, ride around a little bit, bend some corners, hit them back streets, hit the alleys. You know what I mean? Pay attention, see what's going on. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, like I just said earlier, where there's smoke, there's fire, man. Some of these chicks, they obviously be smoke, and it be some fire not too far behind their ass. A lot of times you can just tell by how they move, right? But again, like I said, this what I will say. the game that I was telling you that I can't give you, I'll just say this. The internet can be your best friend if you're inclined to utilize it to the best of your ability. Just think about different ways that the internet can benefit you in situations like that. And it definitely can, it definitely will. Right? So I'll say that much. But speaking of, going back to the internet, right? Hey man, I know a lot of tricks that trick on the internet. You live and die by the reviews. You be you swear by those reviews, right? And man, it's a whole lot to come with them reviews. And some of y'all tricks fit the description of what I'm about to say. But shame on y'all, man. Y'all ain't cool, man. Y'all give tricks a bad name. But a lot of them reviews, man, sometimes they're not honest. They're not truthful. And sometimes you got extortionists giving these reviews on the internet, man. And see, this like I said at the beginning of this part of the conversation, anybody who really knows me knows that I don't really care for the internet. And this is one of the reasons why, is because of the reviews and the power that it gives tricks. See, as a trick, you really shouldn't even want to. I mean, the concept of it, I understand. And I get where it makes sense, the concept of reviews. Because just like anything, like me, if I'm going to, if I'm like somewhere where I don't know, like a mechanic or something, like I might be in a different city or state that I don't live, and I'm trying to find somebody to do some work on my car, of course I'm going to go online and look at the reviews before I give these people my money to fix my car. I'm gonna go look at the reviews for sure. And the first thing I'm doing is going to the bad reviews first and see, what kind of problems people done had at this place. And I'm doing the same thing for restaurants, any type of service that I might be paying for, a dry cleaner, a hotel. Yeah, I'm looking at the reviews. So I like I said, I get where it makes sense for tricks to give reviews and, have reviews available to them to read on girls, right? But the problem with it is that, tricks abuse it. And it's not cool the way that those reviews get abused, right? Like I said, some of them reviews, a lot of those reviews are written by extortionists. Guys that, if you don't do this, or if you don't do that, like they be having demands. And if you don't give into their demands, they giving the chick a bad review. You know what I mean? It's probably a trick in here watching who done did that shit before. And if you have, man, shame on you. You ain't cool, man. You giving the game a black eye. Jay Israel, good looking with the $5 holla. Much appreciated. DeBell, you know what I'm talking about with them reviews, man. Them reviews, man, they be doing some, man, like you said, nasty work, man. So, and it's crazy right now. I can't front. I just got to throw this in there. Side note, right? I miss my red book. I wasn't really a big fan of the internet, man, but I miss my red book. Red book, man. Red book was giving up the goods as far as like the reviews. See, the reviews on Red book 9 times out of 10 was honest. Because like Red book was set up a little differently, right? Like in order to see a chick's reviews, you didn't have to like be a VIP member and pay for the membership and all that. Nah, Redbook, that shit was just like out there in the open. What you see is what you get, you know? And Redbook was letting it all hang out, man, as far as the reviews go. And, you know, for some reason, I don't know if it was the way Redbook was set up or it was just something about the site that made tricks like most of the time they was giving honest reviews. And I'm pretty sure it was happening on there too as far as the extortionists. You know, if you don't do this, I'm gonna give you a bad review, or if you don't do that, I'm gonna give you a bad. I'm sure that was happening on Redbook, but it was a lot less common than these other sites like the Erotic Review, TER, and it's a whole bunch of other sites I ain't familiar with, man. But as far as the review sites, but yeah, man. Is tricking ever a good thing, P? Of course, man. This pertains to the tricks. You know, uh, shit. If we didn't have tricks, we wouldn't have no game. Shit, how we gonna have a game? They part of the ecosystem of the game. So yeah, it's definitely it's always a good thing to trick for the tricks. You know, but did the does let the broads rebuttal tricks review? Oh, did the sites? Oh, oh yeah, did the sites let the broads rebuttal the reviews? Um, I think I have seen that before, but I can't remember where. I think there is a site. Actually, it is a site, but I ain't gonna get that site up. It's a site that does let ladies but I use that site for other purposes, like because it's it's not that site is not like a site where girls post ads. It's a site pertaining to the game, but it's not a site where girls post ads. But it is a site where girls can give rebuttals and have conversations with tricks. But I ain't gonna get that site up though. That site ain't for everybody to have. Keep that one under my hat. But other than that site, I think there are other sites that when kind of like how Google is. If you give somebody a Google review, that business can give a reply to your review. And I think when it comes to the escort sites, I think there are some that also allow the girls to do that. I just can't. I'm pretty sure I've seen it before. I just can't remember which site does that. Matter of fact, I think it's one of those. It's either adult search or adult look. I think one of those lets girls reply to the reviews. Whichever one of them sites, because I can't remember. It might be adult look. I want to say it's adult look, because you got adult look and then you got adult search, but I want to say it's adult look that guys can give reviews on girls and then the girls can give a rebuttal. And see, that way it's actually smarter, because if a trick lie on a chick, then she can be like, this ain't true, this guy lying, wooty wooty whoop. And that way, that would be cool too, because if it's a whole bunch of like GFE, BB this, BB that, bareback this, bareback that, and she coming behind all of them talking about they lying, they lying, they lying. It's like, hold on, chick. It's too many people you saying is lying on you. Everybody ain't lying. Somebody got to be telling the truth. So yeah, man. But like I said, the review sites, man, the more popular ones, man, a lot of the reviews are given by extortionists, man, that be on some like, if you don't cooperate, I'm going to give a bad review on you, and that's a big part of the reason why I don't like the internet. But other than that, um, a lot of times when girls have a lot of reviews, again, we talking about wise tricking now. A lot of times when girls have a lot of good reviews, those are the ones who kind of get, they compromise themselves a lot. Not all the time, but when you see a chick that got like 50 reviews and all of them are good, or out of 50, like 48 of them are good, you know what I mean? 48 of them is like 5 stars, or however many stars is the most stars you could get. Like the majority of them is like 5 stars. 9 times out of 10 is because she doing some nasty stuff. I hate to say it, man, but that's just the unfortunate thing about the internet, man. The internet is the internet game. The internet aspect of the game is governed and ruled and dictated by tricks. And I just got to keep it 100. A lot of the tricks that dictate what's going on the internet, man, they bad actors, man. A lot of them are bad actors, man. They get a game of black eye. I just got to keep it real, But shout out to the tricks that, don't have tricks up their sleeve, ulterior motives, doing conniving shit on the internet, man. Shout out to the tricks that's doing some, professional, high class, high caliber tricking, and they not being problematic. They not trying to extort girls with out of fear of a bad review and all that type of stuff. Shout out to the tricks, man, that's just doing some good old fashioned tricking on the internet, man. Because you got them kind of guys. And again, like I was saying earlier when I was talking about the blade, same thing applies on the internet, man. The guys who don't mind giving it up, the guys who don't mind paying, hundreds of dollars, $500 or more, sometimes thousands of dollars at a time. Them type of dudes really don't have, a lot of complaints, a lot of bad experiences. Because again, you get what you pay for. Right, some good fair tricking, man. Shout out to them guys, man. Uh, Now, hold on, let me hydrate my game one more time before we get into the next part of the discussion. Okay, I see we got the likes at 200, man, but if you are in here and you have not wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain, please do so now. Hit that like button. I'll hydrate my game, put some of this love in my body. Oh, the bell for sure. That's what's up. We could do that. Yeah, shout out to the tricks that's making the game look good, man. But yeah, you know what? We might have to do a part 2 to this later on because uh, I do want to continue the discussion, but at the same time, I want to allow people the opportunity to do the call in. So we're going to do the call in now in just a second. Hold on, let me get everything together. What is this about? Okay, so we're going to start the call in now about tricking. So if you have a question about tricking, you could call in and ask a question, or if you got, some type of input about tricking that you want to give, that's cool. Doesn't mean that you have to be a trick, but the topic of discussion is tricking. So if you want to call in and talk about the topic of discussion, which is tricking, you're more than welcome to call in. I just put the number in the chat. Bam. Now it's the pinned comment. So if you want to call in, now's the time. Hit that number in the pinned comment. Yeah, man. Let me read some of these comments in the meantime. Denise, Miss Hips, good morning. Now I got something to listen to on this road trip. LOL, that's what's up. You paid a 304 to leave. Know the truth. That's one of the first things I said. That's one of the first things I said at the beginning of this live. That's one of the main things that you pay a 304 to do is leave. Oh, Denise, you going from Baltimore to North Carolina, huh? That's a nice little drive. Nice little road trip. Mm-hmm. Here we go.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello?
Yo,
what's going on?
what's good, player? How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good, bro. Just cleaning up the crib, getting ready for tomorrow.
For sure, dig that.
The live stream. Appreciate the shit, the game.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
actually funny. A lot of it's really common sense, bro, honestly, in regards to the comment made about, multiple homies showing up on the blade for one girl. Like, that's just sketch, bro. Like, who would even do that?
Hey, it's a lot of cats that be doing it. But I agree with you, though. It's sketch as hell, but a lot of cats do it, though.
I mean, among other things, too, man. Like, just dudes are weird, bro. I mean, if you have, like, a solid group of homegirls, they'll tell you, like, the shit that men say and do. And I just scratch my motherfucking head, man, because I just can't relate.
Right.
It's crazy. I mean, that's why it's cool to have, like, girls as friends, not, you don't fuck around, not just homegirls.
Yeah, that you can, like, just get like their perspective on, dealing with guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Guy or whatever, I'll be like, look at my outfit, how, change it or whatever. It's good, but
Yeah.
it hurts to hear that shit. Like, damn, dude. I don't even know. I guess it starts at upbringing. I don't know. Maybe some people aren't born with values or common sense, but
Yeah, it does. Upbringing does have a lot to do with it. A lot of guys didn't have somebody in their life to, like, teach them proper etiquette when it comes to doing certain things.
well, I mean, it's uncomfortable. I mean, I'm not uncomfortable, but I mean, shit. My life was different, man. Ever since I was young, my aunt, he'd give me posters of, like, Pamela Anderson and shit, so.
Yeah. Yep.
Just to make sure, and my pop was like, man, with my mom in the car, my brother too, like, you better never be gay and you better never be a Christian. I mean, a lot of people might find that offensive and shit, but I'm like, no, Pop, I like chicks, and I was like fucking 8, 9,
Right.
10, I was young.
Right.
But I'm Native American and shit, so we take the whole religion shit, a little different. But anyways, a little live little session got going on. I kind of tapped in a little late.
Oh, okay.
I missed the first half or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But Hey, bro, like, I gotta really get to the fucking point, man. What happened to your boy? What happened to him?
Oh well, I should have made a video speaking about it, but I haven't. I mean, I've spoken about it on videos, but I ain't made a dedicated video.
If you're okay with speaking about, because
Nah,
I don't
what's
know who the fuck is listening.
nah, it's all good because we've talked about it on here many a times. But no, he what happened was he caught COVID, and he had 2 blood clots in his left leg, and one of those blood clots in his left leg traveled to his lung, and he had pulmonary embolism. So that's what happened.
That's some strange shit, man.
Yeah.
That's some really strange shit. Crazy.
Yeah, especially because people be thinking about like people being healthy, man, but a lot of times that don't, when it came to that COVID, man, because like COVID kicked my ass, and anybody who
My
knows,
ass to good fucking too, bro. Some
Yeah.
people have it worse than others, but for me, fuck, man. Body, everything, lungs, everything. Fuck.
yeah, so yeah, that stuff wasn't no joke.
Up, man. How long y'all two been, like, chilling, campaigning, doing your thing? Y'all been, like brothers, basically, right?
Yeah, man, for shit, almost 17 years about.
Man, that's a lot, bro. It's cool. Crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, but it's funny, man. What you call it? Like, not intellectual tricking. What do you call that shit? Smart tricking? No.
Wise tricking.
No. Say I can't. One more time. What?
Wise tricking.
Wise tricking. Hey, but in reality, bro, like, I think every man, once in a lifetime or more, has done some fucking tricking. And in this day and age, you really need to be wise, man, because, like you said, this internet could be in your favor or not. There's many websites out there, and in regards to the reviews, all this shit, like, I relate to it all.
Yeah. A lot of cats don't.
A lot of reviews is good, but if they're all good, you don't know if she's paying for that shit, or if they're all bad, or if she has no fucking reviews. I mean, I heard this shit from a hoe. She's like, I'm like, a lot of reviews, I should know that's actually good. I've done it all, man. Like, I've tricked, I've had girls, I pay my shit, everything. Fuck it, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But living down south in South America, man, like, fuck, bro, like, I don't know, I'm just not for it, man. The whole culture of paying for sex and everything is ruining the culture, the everything. I'm not for it.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine in South America what it's like. It's probably a trip down there.
Well, it's for Americans, it's a lot cheaper. For the average American, it's a lot cheaper. So, and then you're dealing with high quality women, not high quality, but good looking women.
Right.
At the same time, those type of bitches will fucking drug you, and then you'll wake up 2 days later with all your shit gone. But I think I said in the comments, I think that these type of women know who and what to get, to get away with.
Yeah.
So if you look like a fucking gringo, 300 pounds on to your mark. But I've been living out there for almost 2 years now, and haven't had a bad experience.
Oh, okay.
In regards to getting drugged, because it's really a big thing right now, because they hear how much these people are making off of these robberies, and it's only incentivizing other people to want to. I mean, because a fucking laptop for them is like 2 years of money.
Right. Yeah, I know, and I've been seeing on the news too. Like several guys that been unalive down there, man, trying to go down there and do their thing, and don't understand what they getting involved in.
Well, the thing, I understand, yeah, for sure, 100%. But when they find out who did it, whatever, it's always some ugly ass bitch. I don't even know how these dudes be picking these ugly ass hoes, man.
Damn.
But for me, I don't know, man. Like, I like the work. I put in the work and really earn that shit. Whether, I don't give a fuck where I meet them, gym, Starbucks, whatever. But to me, it's not worth it. When you pay for some shit, it's just, I don't know, man. It's ugly.
Yeah, well,
there are people who benefit from it, so I understand that part.
Yeah, it all depends on what you want out of the situation. You know, if all you want to do is have fun, you know, for a limited amount of time, then you know, ain't nothing wrong with it.
Question. So having a sugar baby, is that tricking, like the ultimate level? Or, you know, if the exchange of what you want and what she wants is equal, is, you know, is that tricking or what? What do you think? What's your plan on that?
Yeah, definitely, because you know what.
Definitely.
Yeah, but what tricking is
Right.
is you know paying a young lady for her
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
And
bust it down, man. Like the definition of tricking, man. So, you know, like just paying for shit that you don't deserve or you couldn't get naturally,
yeah, it
or
a lot
because
of
you're too
times.
lazy to put in the energy. You
Yeah, a
know?
lot of times it is that. A lot of times it is a situation where a guy wouldn't normally have that woman's attention or her time, just you know, on a personal level. Like for instance, like you know, a guy who's you know 70 years old and he
Right.
sees a young girl,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, that's in her 20s or 30s, you know,
That's obvious. Yeah.
yeah, 9 times out of 10 they ain't gonna have anything to do with each other, or you know, and the list goes on and on, as far as different types of situations where, you know, normally this wouldn't happen on a personal level. So, you know, that's
That just says a lot about that particular woman, though. I mean, I see it down south, you know, beautiful, young looking with some old dude. That says a lot about that type of woman. And I'm not a woman. I don't understand how they think, but with values and morals, I mean, I couldn't. Bro, imagine fucking some old fat ass bitch, man, for $200 or something like that. Could you do it?
you know, that ain't my job, but you know, there's guys out there for that. I'm just not one of them, you know, and I don't knock them though, you know
I'm
what I
just,
mean? But even
I
from
don't
a
know. I just
woman's
don't understand.
perspective,
It's a crazy time we're living in, man. It really is.
well, it's the oldest profession,
But
so
this
it
whole,
ain't a matter of time. It's just, you know, it's been going on for as long as we've, you know, pretty much been
got
around
it.
as people.
Right.
You know, so it's,
So,
yeah, it's
it,
of
it,
course it's different now
it,
because of the times that we in, but you know it's gonna keep going on, and you know, I know you mentioned morals, but if you think about it from a woman's perspective, you know they have all different kinds of reasons why they do what they do. So and you know, while you have some that are compromising their morals for the sake of doing what they're doing, you have some that keep their
right.
morals in mind and intact while they do what they do. You know what I mean? But to each their own.
But you wouldn't really know that because you're not with them when they're doing, you know, when they're out there on where Blade, hotel, apartment, whatever the fuck. But yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Hey, but I'm gonna let this other person get on the line because somebody else just called. So
All right, bro.
yeah,
Good
but
shot, man.
appreciate you calling in though.
All right, bro.
All right, for
Peace.
sure. Yep. Y'all ruthless in them comments, man. Damn, how do whoever that was that called in just a minute ago, you could call back. Cause I gotta figure out how to call back. And I haven't figured that out yet. Well, actually I see a couple of y'all done called in. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, 313, man. The person who just called from the 313 or the person who just called from the 240, go ahead and hit me back. Let me see. I gotta figure something out. Y'all brutal in them comments, man. Let me see. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me see here. Savannah, Georgia representing good, great game. Freeze. They get what they pay for. High. Tony Costello for sure. Good looking. Okay, here we go.
Call from. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hey, you on the line?
What it do, friends? This is Urban Pose. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, I had you sneaking the fast. Remember at work. I ain't gonna hold you real long. I have a question, but thank you. You the one that put me on the scent. And I've
okay.
been in this John since. And with the boy, I'm on Ambassador Ron now. But I've been doing this since '95 out in D.C. I was
sure.
with my cousins trying to stop tripping and stuff. They never put me on to the P game. But it was one thing that the hoes in the streets, they showed me how to never go there or nothing like that. Also, watch out for the scammers, the people that's doing that no cash. They be talking about deposits only and stuff like that. It's real saturated online right now. So
Oh,
watch the
yeah,
scammers.
for sure. You're right about that with the deposit game. Yeah.
Some of them be foreign and everything. And I just
Right.
have one question for you about the vice and stuff like that. Say if you got a 304, she on the blade, and Trick pull up, can she be like, yo, show me your jump? You know what I'm saying? That way she know that he not the police, or vice versa. If the guys are pulling up and a lady is standing out there, and he be like, yo, let me see a nipple or something to make sure she's not the popo. But I'm gonna just let you go with that. Thank you for all the game you and the boys been putting out here. You know what I'm saying? Real respect, real 100, man.
Oh, for sure. Appreciate you, man.
All right.
But I got you, though. For sure. All right. Yeah, so as far as that go, a lot of people rely on that. That was a good question that we didn't on a topic that we didn't really cover. What he was asking basically is, from the 304's perspective, when somebody pull up on her, to make sure that it ain't, them peoples, she'll ask him to, either show her his manhood or ask if she could touch his manhood. And then, from the John's perspective, when he pull up on a chick that could potentially be a 304, asking if she could show him some skin or if he can touch her. And like I said, see, this is the beautiful thing about technology. If you are inclined, again, it's certain game that I can't give on here, but if you are inclined to utilize technology and allow technology to work in your favor and be your friend, it can save you in those kinds of situations. Just think about how you can utilize technology to verify who someone is, right? Because in today's times, we all tied into the internet some kind of way, right? We all have some sort of information about us on the internet. And some of that information is irrefutable, right? And again, that's all I'm going to say. The rest you would have to figure out on your own. But, if you utilize the internet to your advantage, you can verify who somebody is, and you don't have to worry about, it won't be a question of whether or not they somebody, that they them people. And, with certain measures that you take, if somebody isn't willing to do that, then it's safe to say that that's who they are too. You know what I mean? It's very simple things that you can ask for and that you can do, and it only take a matter of seconds to figure out, okay, this is what it is, or let me keep on moving. And, in most cases, the people who don't want to go through that little verification process that only takes a few seconds via the internet, 9 times out of 10, they not who they say they are, because it's real simple, and it's not something where you're compromising yourself because you're giving up certain information or any, Like it's not any information that somebody could take and really use against you. You know what I mean? And you're not really. No, I can't even say that. But yeah, man, just, like I said, think about how the internet could work in your favor and you'll be all right. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, somebody texted me. They say, I got a quick question. Can you speak on squares always saying you end up paying for it anyways when it comes to courting a woman? They think buying dinner is tricking and things of that nature. Can you speak on that, Jay? Got you, Jay. So, again, as I mentioned already, tricking is paying a young lady for her time, right? And that time can consist of various things, right? And then the thing about tricking too is, in most cases, that's the only way that you can have this woman's time and attention. Meaning, if you weren't tricking, then she's not going to give you the time of day. So if you taking a woman to dinner, and it's funny because I spoke on this before, right? But if you taking a woman to dinner and she's there more so for the dinner than she is for you, then yeah, that's tricking. You know what I mean? But it's different if, like, the woman is giving you her time, right? And y'all might not be doing nothing. Y'all might be sitting in the car. You might be sitting at the park. You could be anywhere, right? And she's giving you her time, to do whatever, y'all want to do. And then you just come up with the idea, like, let's go have dinner. And then she goes with you, and she might not even know where you're going. And, it's a place of your choice. And, she ends up being cool with wherever you go. That's not tricking. If you, okay, like for instance, right? If you in a strip club, and a lot of guys have experienced this before. Matter of fact, it ain't even got to be a strip club. Matter of fact, this reminds me of a funny story, and I told this story. I told this story some years ago on a live, but then I made it into a clip recently on my Captain Save-A-Ho stories, right? But one time I was standing outside of this club. I was getting ready to go in, and it was a chick that was also getting ready to go in. So me and the chick started talking, and the conversation was going good at first. And then I told her to, exchange numbers with me. And she was like, well, if I'm going to give you my number, don't you think you should buy me a drink first? She lost me. Now, had I given in to her demands, even though it's something as simple as a drink, that would be tricking, because it's like, I have, even though it's a drink and the drink's not expensive and it's a phone number, but I'm paying her for the phone number. You know what I mean? It'd be different if she gave me her number and then we went inside the club and I decided to buy her a drink then. That's a little different because we already kicking it. You know what I mean? And then if I just so decide to say, okay, you drinking what you want. You know what I mean? But if I didn't do that, she still was going to give me her time and attention. That's not tricking. But that, oh, don't you think you should buy me a drink first before I give you my number? If I was on some like, silly me, where are my manners? Of course I can buy you a drink. Let's go inside. I got you. What you drinking on? Oh, Louis the 13th? Oh, I got you. $40 for I got you. Don't trip. That's tricking. You know what I mean? That would have been tricking at its finest. But so guys saying that every little thing is tricking, you paying for it at some point, or like the cat who I just had on the line, the first cat that I had on the line, he said that all of us have done some form of tricking at some point in time. Nah, I don't agree with that. I can't agree with that. I didn't want to argue with him. I let him speak his piece, but I disagree with that because I'm not no trick, ain't done no tricking, ain't gonna do no tricking. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, it really has to do with the intentions of what's going on. Just because some money is being spent doesn't mean it's tricking. Right? So, let's see. And then too, you know what I mean? Like, I've had chicks buy me drinks back when I used to drink. I've had chicks pay for dinner, treat me to breakfast. I damn sure ain't no hoe. You know what I mean? So just because them young ladies did that, does that mean they tricking on me? Nah, because in some of those cases, as I recall, me and the chick might have already been kicking it. So and then she took it upon herself to treat me to breakfast or buy me a drink or whatever the case may be. But it wasn't a situation where I'm about to leave this chick alone. I ain't even finna talk to this chick unless she buy me breakfast, or I ain't even finna talk to this chick unless she buy me a drink. It wasn't them type of situations, So, she wasn't tricking on me. Right, MVP on Sweet Tea. Silly me. You know what I mean? Where are my manners? Let me go in there and trick on you and buy you a drink like you demanded me to in order to get your number. Nah, man, ain't none of that going on. Yeah, but like I said, if it's a situation where you have to do this in order to, like something as simple as a phone number. If you have to buy a chick a drink in order to get her phone number, and if you don't buy her a drink, she's not giving you the phone number, yeah, that's tricking. For sure. You know what I mean? Even if it's $1, if you ask her for a phone number and she say, give me $1 first. And you give her that dollar, man, it's tricky, man. Even though it's only $1, man, it's some very low budget tricking, but it's tricking though. Yeah. But yeah, man, I guess it ain't really too many tricks in the building that want to call in, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up in a minute. Hey, if you ain't wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain, please do so now. Hit that like button, man. You say no, she cuss you out. Going and having a drink with a broad because you want to drink It ain't y'all just vibing. Right. You know what I mean? And see, that's the thing too, right? Okay, like for instance, right? Um, if you take a chick and you have drinks with her because that's what you want to do, then that wouldn't be classified as tricking. But if it's the type of thing where you doing it because in your mind you believe that you wouldn't have this chick's attention if you wasn't doing that, even if she might not have asked for it, you telling yourself like, let me do this so so I can have her attention. That's just like, for instance, right? You got cats that's supposed to be pimps that do shit like this. You got cats that will be in a strip club and make it rain so that all the chicks will like blitz their table. You know what I mean? They might be sitting at the table with a bottle and, they doing their thing and they chilling, but ain't no chicks coming up to them saying nothing to them. But then they go up to the stage and just, they make it tsunami. They make it hurricane. You know what I mean? Just so the chicks could blitz they table. Yeah, that's tricking. Because you can't get nobody to give you any conversation if you ain't spending some money. So you make it rain on the stage just to get the bras to want to come to your table and talk to you. Like, oh, he's over there spending money. Let me go and talk to him in hopes that he gives me some money as well. That's tricking. For sure. But we gonna go ahead and wrap this thing on up, man. If you ain't wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped in, please wipe your feet off at the door on your way out. Hit that like button. Let me hydrate my game one more last time. Put some love in my body before we go. Let's see. Hold on. All right. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and tapping in with a pimp. I appreciate you for all the comments, questions, jokes, input, feedback, all that good stuff. I appreciate you for sharing this video. I appreciate you for subscribing and hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate all the super chats, the cash apps, the PayPals, all that good stuff. I appreciate your support in every which way that you come with it, man. Y'all already know who it is and what it is. Freeze is it. If you out in traffic moving around, please do so in a safe fashion. And of course, as always, long live the incomparable Sinful to P. We out.